Slithering snakes. Slithering snakes. Focus question. What are snakes? Introduction. Snakes are unusual animals. They are reptiles, a class of creatures that also includes lizards and turtles. Long and limbless, snakes come in many lengths, patterns, and colors. To date, scientists have identified several thousand species of snakes. They live in oceans, in trees, and on land, and they have adapted to survive in many unusual ways. Snakes are found on every continent except Antarctica. Some places, however, are snake-free zones. For instance, no snakes live in the wild on certain islands such as Ireland, New Zealand, and Iceland. Depending on the species, snakes in the wild may live up to 25 years. Biggest and smallest. One of the largest snakes is the green anaconda. A full-grown green anaconda can be close to 10 meters, 33 feet long, and weigh more than 230 kilometers. 507 lb. By contrast, one of the smallest snakes is the thread snake. It is only about 10 centimeters, 4 inches long. Snake traits. Like all reptiles, snakes are cold-blooded, meaning their body temperature changes as the temperature around them changes. If a snake needs to warm up, it basks in the sun. If the snake needs to cool down, it rests in the shade. Snakes become much less active in winter. Some snakes that live through cold winters do not hibernate. Instead, they find a place underground or beneath a rock pile or long to stay warm. Another way snakes remain warm in winter is by gathering in a group and looping around each other to share body heat. A snake's skeleton is made up of a long backbone, ribs, a skull, and a jawbone. Its hard, bony skull protects its brain. Snakes can have from about 150 to more than 400 vertebrae. They may vertebrae allow them to move in a multitude of ways. A very limber snake usually has more vertebrae. Like all reptiles, a snake has scales on its body. In addition to providing protection, scales are nearly waterproof, helping keep the snake dry. Scales grow from the snake's skin. Some scales are colorful. Other snakes have scales for camouflage, which helps them blend in with their surroundings. Since snakes have no arms or legs, they use their muscles and scales to move. The scales on their belly tightly grip the surface beneath them. Their muscles help them move from side to side or slither along the ground. Some even use their muscles and scales to climb trees. Snakes' scales look like a single sheet of skin. Snakes don't actually shed skin. Instead, they shed the outer layers of their scales. Snakes usually shed up to 4 hours per year. This is called molting. During molting, a snake rubs against a hard object such as a rock or log. Rubbing helps its skin stretch and split. Then the snake crawls out and leaves it behind. Snakes shed for several reasons. Young snakes shed more often than mature snakes because they are still growing. Unlike the skin of other animals, a snake's skin does not stretch as the snake grows. Another reason snakes shed is to get rid of parasites that may have attached to their old skin. Scales protect the snake's eyes as well as its body. Unlike many animals, snakes do not have eyelids, and their eyes do not move. Instead, each eye is covered with a clear scale that protects the eye from drying out. Because of this, snakes can't blink. Another difference between snakes and other animals is their eyes. Snakes do not have ears on the outside of their skull. Instead, they listen through their jawbone. Sound vibrations pass through the jawbone to the inner ear, which sends a signal to the snake's brain. Another important feature of a snake is its tongue. The snake uses its forked tongue to smell. When its tongue is out, spent particles stick to it. The snake pulls its tongue back and touches the roof of its mouth where a special organ identifies the scent particles. Certain snakes, such as pythons and boas, are able to sense the heat of warm-blooded animals nearby. Pits near a snake's eyes can sense even the slight change in the temperature around them. Other snakes, known as pit vipers, use two sensitive pits to send a heat image to their brain. The snake can see its prey through the heat given off by the prey's body. This adaptation helps them judge distances while hunting in the dark. Hunting and eating. Snakes are carnivores or meat eaters. They eat other animals in several ways. Some snakes inject venom, which is a type of toxin that when they bite prey. Other snakes, called constrictors, squeeze prey to death. Some snakes sneak up on their prey, grab it with their powerful jaws, and swallow it alive. Most snakes' upper and lower jaws are loosely connected. This allows a snake to spread its jaws and open its mouth wide enough to swallow large objects. Snakes' teeth are mainly designed for catching and holding prey. Their fangs and regular teeth are curved backward, which pushes the food toward their throat. They are even able to push their breathing tube out of their mouth so they can breathe as they swallow their prey whole. Once prey has been swallowed, the snake uses powerful muscles to move it into the stomach and intestines. The strong acids produced by the walls of the stomach dissolve the prey into a liquid-like mass for easy digestion. How snakes are born. Most snakes that live in cold areas mate in late spring or early summer. Snakes that live in warmer areas may mate at any time of year. Once they mate, the male snake usually leaves. About 2/3 of all female snakes lay eggs in a safe place and then leave. Snake eggs have soft, leathery shells. Baby snakes grow inside the eggs, and most develop sharp teeth to cut through the egg to hatch. Once a baby snake hatches, it must survive on its own. It is not easy to survive because birds, some mammals, and other snakes eat baby snakes. Some types of female snakes, such as rattlesnakes, hold their eggs inside their body until they hatch. Others, such as common garter snakes, also give birth to live young. Venomous snakes. Some, but not all, snakes produce venom. Venom is injected through fangs which are located on a snake's jaws. Venom is produced at sacs behind a snake's eyes. Some fangs are hollowed so the venom can flow through them from these sacs. Snakes use venom for both defense and attack. They usually inject more venom than they bite in defense. Snakes' venom paralyzes their prey. Some inject the prey with venom and let it go. Then they use their sense of smell and heat sensors to track the prey until it dies. Other snakes use their teeth or body to hold on to the prey until it dies. Then they eat it. Fewer than half of venomous snakes have venom that is strong enough to kill humans. Venom versus poison. Venom and poison are not the same thing. Poison is absorbed, eaten, or breathed in, while venom is injected into the victim through a bite or sting. Other animals, such as scorpions and certain insects, inject venom by stinging. Conclusion. Snakes are among the animal kingdom's first-class predators. Snakes have survived the most environments because their senses have adapted to the nature world in specific ways. Whether they are long or short, large or tiny, venomous strikers or constrictors, snakes are fascinating animals that play an important role in Earth's natural environment.